Hello everybody, it's Aaran back from Screenstars here once again to do another review for Geek Legion of Doom, and today I am reviewing the 2014 Western drama Lonesome Dove Church, a film that stars Tom Berenger and Grayston Holt. And this is actually, or it implies that it's a true telling of how the famous Lonesome Dove Church came to be. And it gives you a little bit of writing at the end of the movie saying that the church is still running to this very day. And this film focuses on Tom Berenger's character, who is a preacher who has, in what would be considered in those times, quite extremist views because he's against slavery and all this kind of stuff. And he gets kicked out of his parish. And he then learns that his son is wanted for murder, and he's not an outlaw, and he decides that he can't turn his back on his son, and he tries to help him and go out to help him, much to the dismay of his wife, who threatens to leave him if he does that. But he can't turn his back on his son, so he goes after his son to see if he can change his son's ways. Catches up with his son, and in order to help his son escape from this evil bad guy who's after him, he makes him make a promise to his son that he'll stay with him for 1 year and help him build and set up his own church, which his son very reluctantly agrees to, because he doesn't hold him in much respect as a father or a preacher. So he helps his son escape from his pursuers, and his son agrees to help him set up a church, and he suggests somewhere, I think it's called Grapevine, something like that, for them to go and start building this church. So they do that. So this film is basically that, and it's a story of a father trying to reconnect with his son, a son who's not interested in reconnecting with his father, and there you go. Now, I have to say, I wasn't particularly enthralled about watching this movie, mainly due to the title. Lonesome Dove Church doesn't exactly fill you with a lot of excitement. But I have to say, after watching it, I quite enjoyed this movie. It was really well made. It was a pleasant surprise to see Tom Berenger in the movie. I really like Tom Berenger. I always have. I've always rated him as an actor, and I've always thought he was being underrated as an actor. So I was pleased to see Tom Berenger in the movie, and he really holds this movie together. He gives a fine performance. And everybody in this movie gives really good quality performances. It's got a good production behind it. It doesn't look cheap or feel cheap. It kind of reminds you of like a TV movie. It's got that kind of feel to it. And it's very accessible in the sense of it's not ultra violent or anything like that. It's kind of one of those westerns that you see on a Sunday afternoon, on a movie channel that anybody could sit down and watch and have on in the background, and it wouldn't offend anybody. It's one of those type of westerns. But I have to say, it did draw me in, and I was engaged by this western movie. Mainly down to Tom Berenger, because he gives a fully committed performance here, and I believed him, and I believed his relationship with his son. And it's not all, preaching and all that kind of business. It's reasonably slow paced, but it does have some shootout sequences thrown in there for good measure, to kind of spice it up occasionally. And there was no part of this movie where I was clock watching or felt bored. It's a nice steady pace throughout, and there is a little bit of excitement thrown in here and there to hold your attention. So it's a completely inoffensive movie, this, if not overly exciting. That's possibly the best way I can explain the movie or describe the movie. If you're not a fan of westerns, this ain't going to win you over. There are far better westerns out there that'll have a better chance of doing that. Things like Unforgiven and many, many more. Tombstone, many westerns out there that are going to win you over this. But if you are a fan of westerns, I would suggest that there's quite a lot here for you to enjoy and get some satisfaction out of. Because it's well made. Like I say, it's well made. It's gritty. You know, it feels authentic in how it's made. And like I say, everybody commits to their roles in this movie, and you kind of believe it, and you believe the setting. So yeah, an utterly unoffensive movie, and I'm not sure that's a compliment, but it isn't. It doesn't. There's nothing in here to offend. It's a pleasant watch, easy on the eye, some nice looking cinematography, good performances, a couple of half decent action sequences, and a nice engaging story of a father trying to reconnect with his son. So there you go, guys. Lonesome Dove Church. I would probably give this a 6 out of 10. Very watchable. But if you aren't a fan of westerns, it's not a film you're going to be interested in watching, certainly, and I wouldn't recommend it if you're not a fan of westerns. But if you are, there's quite a lot here to enjoy. So there you go, guys. 2014's Lonesome Dove Church. Thank you very much for watching.